Get your game day started Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern with NFL Game Day Morning. Aaron Rodgers has the Packers on track for a first-round bye.
And Rodgers takes a quick snap. He lofts right side of the end zone. Touchdown!
With the Bears coming to Titletown, we sit down with the Green Bay QB. Minka Fitzpatrick's arrival turned Pittsburgh's season around.
I'm here to play fast, play physical, be a playmaker, and do whatever I needed to do to win.
We go one-on-one with the Steelers star. And the last time the Patriots were on to Cincinnati, they won it all. Find out which of our guys thinks there's no way that happens this time. All that and more, Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on NFL Game Day Morning.
But he's always liked me more because Will just likes me more than he likes you.
I don't believe that. I was just
Why
in
don't
LA,
you believe that? I talked to him every day for 3 hours.
He had "I love Sean" written on his locker.
No, he didn't. All he wears is tie bars and ties and suits.
He actually was wearing
that are finely tailored. He does not have. I've never seen Will Self in a T-shirt in my life. That's how I know he doesn't love me. He loves me more.
He's wearing a waist towel right now saying
I can't even. Why are you here? What is even happening right now?
So, listen, I love both of you dearly, but Kay, I love you the best. I'm sorry, Sean. it's a different kind of love there. Just sorry.
He loves me because I let
Sean.
guys like Fat Joe throw to him and
Sean,
say, "Hi,
come on,
John
Sean.
Bon Jovi." Oh,
Yeah,
well,
come on.
Okay.
Sean.
Take it away, Will. All right, I'll go
Sean,
back.
come
Bye,
back. If the 49ers needed corner Richard Sherman to play against the Falcons this Sunday, he says he would. Now, there's no reason to doubt him. He's played injured before, but what he's dealing with is a grade 2 hamstring strain. Sherman says he expects to go the following week against the Rams. And remember, head coach Kyle Shanahan said he expected Sherman to miss a couple of weeks of action. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reporting he could be sidelined until January. Either way, the 49ers allowed a season-high 46 points last Sunday against the Saints. It's tied for the third most points allowed in a game by a top-scoring defense since the 1970 merger. Now, earlier this week, Bills rookies hosted 150 children from 13 local community organizations for a private party at the Fairgrounds and Festival of Lights. The kids enjoying carnival rides, games, and a special visit from Santa. And who doesn't mind a special visit from Santa, right? Well, we all know how great Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph is on the football field, but it's what he does off the field that is extra special. Rudolph, the Vikings 2019 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee.
It might sound kind of funny to say this, but I'm proud of Kyle.
He tremendously represents the state, represents the Vikings, all of NFL in such a positive way.
He's rallied his Viking teammates and all the other sports teams here in Minneapolis. He definitely inspired Carly and I to get more involved, and it was something we were really appreciative of.
Not surprising, this is the third straight year Rudolph has been the Vikings nominee for that prestigious award, and a well-deserved honor for Rudolph.
Let's say good morning football to Mr. Big Country himself, Pro Bowl tight end Kyle Rudolph.
One of the best tight ends in football, the friend of the show, a Minnesota Viking. Kyle Rudolph, are you there, my friend? Welcome to Good Morning Football. He made his second Pro Bowl last year after an 8-touchdown season in a trip to the NFC Championship game. Please welcome back to GMFB, friend of the show, Kyle Rudolph, baby.
And he has started every single game for his team each of the past 4 seasons.
Whoa.
Let's welcome to the show, friend of the show, Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph.
Oh, yeah! He has the distinct honor of becoming one of just a few players to appear on Good Morning Football at least 5 times. My friends, please welcome to the 5-episode club, Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph. Hey! You think he would be sick of us now, but for whatever reason, this man continues to agree to be on our show, and we are so happy he does. This is now his 6th appearance on Good Morning Football. It's the 6-Timers Club. Also, he is the Vikings' Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee for the 3rd straight year. On the field, he's tied for 3rd amongst tight ends and receiving touchdowns. What I'm saying is he has it all going on. Please welcome Kyle Rudolph. What's up, Kyle? How we doing?
Hi, guys. How we doing?
We're doing great. You know, you hang out here. You get coffee in the hallways. Kyle, I mentioned you are the Vikings' Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee. Again, I know you and your wife, Jordan, have gone to NFL honors. You show up, you understand the whole process, and you put in so much work in the season and off season. 3 years in, what does this honor mean to you?
It's a tremendous honor, and it's very humbling because the Minnesota Vikings have developed a culture in our locker room, and they've brought in a ton of guys who aren't just great football players, but they're great men, and they do incredible work in our community. So to be the nominee again this year and the player that gets to represent the Minnesota Vikings is very humbling, and it's a great honor.
Odell Beckham Jr. is known for the one-handed catch. He goes to Cleveland. It's not really working out so far this season. And I thought to myself, we're going to be robbed of those one-handed catches until you came along, because you have sort of came for his throne. One in Week 10 against the Cowboys, another one Week 13 against the Seahawks. We see you, Kyle Rudolph. What is the secret to making a one-handed snag?
Well, having really big hands always helps.
Wow.
But I also, on our visit at the hospital on Tuesday, one of my really good friends and patient, Megan, she gave me this yellow bracelet here, and coincidentally, I got it before the Week 10 game in Dallas, and since then, it's just been all one-handed catches, both with the right and the left. So I gave Megan all the credit for my one-handed catches.
That's great, Kyle. You're making it look so easy. Congrats, bro, on being the Walter Payton Man of the Year 3 years in a row. That's awesome, awesome work. Those one-handed catches, though, they're not because your quarterback is inaccurate, right? All right, it feels like it's been a long time since September when people were questioning your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and he had to publicly apologize to your teammate, Adam Thielen. For people that are out there that still aren't on the Kirk Cousins bandwagon, what can you say to get them to move the needle and jump on board with Kirk Cousins? What does he bring to the table for you guys?
Well, I mean, I think Kirk's playing some of the best football of his career, and offensively, we're starting to reach our potential. You see all the talent that we have across the ball on offense, and we wouldn't be clicking on all cylinders like we have been this last 8 or so week stretch without Kirk and without the play of Kirk under center. And he just continues to play big week in and week out. And, Kirk and I are starting to get on the same page. And, a lot of these great catches are because Kirk just trusts me in throwing the ball into traffic, and he's putting it in only places that I can get it.
Kyle, Week 16, Packers come to town. Week 17, Bears come to town. But this week you're going to L.A. Guys, how important is this for you and the team to get the job done this weekend against a Chargers team that might not be going anywhere, but would love to put a little wrench in the season for the Vikings?
Well, for people that have followed the season closely, you see all the close games that the Chargers have lost, and their record is not indicative of the talent that they have on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And we'd be remiss if we were looking ahead to 2 home division games and not worried about the Chargers this week in L.A. It doesn't do us any good to worry about the Packers coming to town and the Bears that come to town if we don't handle our business this week against the Chargers.
You've got so much on your plate, Kyle. I mean, with road games and division leads and wild cards. Meantime, you mentioned Megan. I want to talk more about this. This is a young lady at the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital. You gave her a framed photo recently at your Holiday Huddle event. She gave you a bracelet. Tell us more about this connection, Kyle, and why you spend your time doing this, and spend your time with Megan.
Well, it's been awesome. I actually, a few years back, I read to a elementary school class, and Megan is a twin, and her twin sister was in the 2nd grade class that I read to. So I've gotten to know their family since then. Megan is fighting her little heart out. She beat cancer. Now she's back in the hospital with some heart complications. But before I went on my run of 5 or 6 touchdowns in 5 or 6 weeks, it was this bracelet that I got from Megan, and in that picture is the one-handed catch in Dallas, and sure enough, right there under my glove, you can see the yellow bracelet that I got from Megan. So definitely was some help from her on that one.
You're the best, Kyle. You really are. And I know that you've also created, and there she is, and it's just a beautiful thing that you do. And at the hospital, you've created Kyle Rudolph's End Zone. I understand it gives a spot, a little moment for patients and their families to have some fun, but what goes on and what inspired you to do that?
I think the biggest thing is just allowing these kids, both the patients and siblings who may be there with their brother and sister, a place where they can get out of their rooms, they can get off the floor that they're on, get out of the hallways that they always associate with their treatments and their doctor's appointments. And this space just allows them somewhere to escape the reality, the harsh reality that they're facing on a daily basis.
Kyle, it's great work. You're having a great season. That's why we have you on as much as we do. Before you go, we have talked to you before about the player parking lot in Minnesota. It is the Christmas season. Can you tell us if Kirk Cousins' automobile has on the antlers and the red nose for Christmas season? Please tell us.
It does not. It's kind of disappointing that it doesn't. So maybe I'll have to do that here. We still got about 10 days before Christmas, so I gotta get that on there for him.
$100 to the equipment, guys. That'll be done by lunch.
Done. We can make that happen, Kyle.
Yes,
he is
absolutely.
Kyle Rudolph. He's the best. He will be this weekend against the Chargers. Always comes on the show. Always great. Kyle, happy holidays.
Great stuff, Kyle.
So
and Kyle.
Yeah.
Congrats on your third straight nomination as Walter Payton Man of the Year, the representative for the Vikings. We wish you luck. We hope you win this thing. Our favorite guest of the show. More highlights from last night. Primetime Jet, Hollywood.
Now toe drag.
Flying Tomato.
Toe drag swag, Flying
greatest.
Tomato Brown.
Yes, exactly right. Ravishing Rick Brown.
But was it enough to get Deion Sanders to call him?
Ooh.
Primetime Jet, primetime to primetime?
Yeah, maybe his attorneys called him.
Rodgers and the Packers host the Bears at Lambeau. Can they crown themselves kings of the North?
Winter's coming.